Hey guys, this is Dante with New Wave Properties. I just want you guys a few quick tips on absolutely what not to put inside your rental properties. Is absolutely unnecessary. The first thing I want to start with is no fancy high dollar finishes, no hardwood floors, no granite countertops. I mean, you can just go with the basic laminate flooring and stuff like that. And just keep your costs down, and it looks pretty much the same. And when we first started, we started with that hardwood, granite, like all of those fancy things, because it looks good. And we wanted to have like the best of the best. But we learned over time, don't do that. The tenants will destroy it. Sometimes you might get a good tenant that can take care of your stuff, and that's truly a blessing if you actually get a tenant to take care of your stuff, but it's a rarity. And our mentor, when we first started, told us not to put all this stuff in there. And we didn't listen, of course. But that's one thing I would suggest. Do not put those things inside the property at all. Next, I would suggest no garbage grinder, no dishwashers. Those things break all the time. You have to call a plumber, and they are very expensive to consistently keep getting repaired. Don't do it. The next thing I would suggest is put in basic window blinds. Do not put in those fancy window blinds, and it's just unnecessary, because those window blinds you put in, the kids gonna destroy them, the dogs gonna destroy them. Just people, how they just looking out the window so much, and they just press down on them too hard, and they just break. So every time we do a turnover, almost every time we do a turnover, we have to replace the window blinds. So just avoid all that by putting the most inexpensive window blinds inside your property. Period. Next suggestion, no ceiling fans. There's no need to put ceiling fans in there. It's always an issue with the ceiling fan. So I just suggest don't put them in there. Just put a general boob light, or whatever we call them, boob lights, but just a light fixture up inside the ceiling. That's all you need. Do not put any washers and dryers in there. We made that mistake also in the beginning, putting washers and dryers and everything in there, and it's always an issue. You're just washing your clothes. I don't understand how you break a washer and dryer. I had my washer and dryer for years now, no issues. But almost every time with a tenant is an issue with the washer and dryer. Now you gotta call a guy to come out and repair the washer and dryer, or you gotta get a new washer and dryer, and it's just an unnecessary, expense. So let them bring their own washer and dryer inside the unit, and when they leave, they can take it with them. So that's fine. Also, if you get stuck in a situation of a tenant actually leave the washer and dryer, what we normally do, if it's still in there and we don't take it, we just get them sign a waiver. The new tenant signs a waiver saying that, we're not responsible for the washer and dryer. They're taking responsibility if it breaks or any issues or anything like that. They have to take care of it. So those are like main things I would suggest not to put inside the rental property if you can avoid. If you're a new landlord, or a landlord that's been a landlord for a long time and you've been putting good stuff in there, I'm sure you understand you shouldn't be doing that anymore. So I would suggest not doing that. I think that's about it. I feel like I'm missing something, but I can't remember what the last thing was. Oh, what I was getting ready to say was the stove and refrigerator are becoming an issue as well. We kind of meeting now to decide if we're going to start putting stoves and refrigerators inside the units. They can bring their own stove and refrigerator with them, because one, they destroy the stove and refrigerator almost every time. I can't tell you how many turnovers we had where we had to replace the stove and refrigerator. So let them come with their stove and refrigerator. If that's an issue, then you deal with that, case by case basis. But that's something that's on the table for us right now. I don't understand how the stove and refrigerator get so destroyed, but they destroy the stove and refrigerator. So just keep that in mind. Those are some basic tips if you're a new landlord. Follow some of these tips, and it's going to save you a ton of money. All right.
I never made it, but I know